Managing expectation is part of the job. We've all had a client at some point that says, I want a website like Apple, and I want it ready by next week. Now, the client's not being totally unreasonable here, because most of the time, they don't actually know what goes into the design and setup of a website. There's too many adverts out there that make it seem really easy. Just, add in a prompt or click a button and here you have a magical website done for you in seconds. So it's not their fault they think it's really easy. And the clients aren't trying to make life hard. They're just excited. They've seen an amazing website somewhere else. What they don't see are the 1 million decisions behind how we created that really clean homepage. They don't see the drafts. They don't see the late nights, the testing, the rewrites, the panic, the frustration. They don't really see that. They just want something beautiful, fast. I mean, that's normal for them, right? But it's very unrealistic because that's not how things pan out in our world. And what we need to do as web designers and developers is manage that expectation, the reality versus their fantasy. When you're talking to them, you gotta watch out for vague words when they say, I want a modern website or a cool website, but they don't give you any example. Or maybe they've got these massive dreams that they want to create a huge, amazing website, but they've got a really small budget. Or maybe they've got like a really tiny deadline. It's got to be ready by the end of the week, but it's a huge project. Like literally, I want an entire Amazon website with loads of products and all of his stuff. And I want it on every social media platform, but it needs to be done by tonight. Now, when you hear all of this stuff, don't panic. Don't roll your eyes. I mean, close your eyes and try rolling it so they don't notice. But instead, become curious and ask them, what websites do you love? What's your launch date? What are you trying to achieve? Who are your audience? Do you have any images or text or branding or a logo already ready that you're using? Their answers will show you how much ground you need to cover with them. And the trick is to guide them without deflating their ambitions and their dreams. So what you should do is try and use analogies. I use them all the time. Building a website is like building a house. It needs a strong foundation before the fancy decorations. Maybe show them a roadmap, break it down into phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, etc. Make it clear what's possible now and what can come later on. Offer them choices. We can launch a simple 5-page website quite quickly, and then we can add some more features after that. This way, you're still saying yes to the dream, but you're setting smart, doable steps. Sometimes, even after you've done all this explaining, some clients will still push back. Can't you just add one more thing for me? It will mean a lot to me. That's scope creep, sneaking in through the back door. And what you should do is stay calm. Smile, even if it's through gritted teeth. Say something like, that sounds awesome, but let's add it to phase 2 so that we can keep to the timeline or what we had agreed. Keep them focused on the plan. When you manage expectations, you're not just saving your sanity. You're giving your clients something even more valuable. Trust. Because what they'll see is someone who protects their time and investment, not just someone who says yes to everything, and you will deliver, to the timeline or the project plan. And then you can move on to the next step. When you try to cram too much into a short space of time just to make them super, super happy, there will be mistakes. There will be glitches or bugs. Things don't look right. The text ain't right. You used the wrong image or the wording. And that can frustrate them. And then they will shove that frustration back onto you. All because you didn't manage the expectation. And most of all, you're going to avoid that feeling where you're like, I knew this would happen. I knew right at the start. I knew halfway through the project I'm not going to achieve it, but I was scared to let them know. When I'm talking to clients, I like to use phrases like, to get the best results, here's what I recommend. Or, that's a great idea. Let's schedule that after the launch or phase 2. Or what about, good news, we can definitely do that, but but it will add 2 to 3 days to the timeline, so we'll have to adjust the pricing. Stay positive, stay professional, and most of all, stay real. Dreams are awesome, but it's our job to make sure those dreams fit the real world. So make sure you set the expectations early, guide with kindness. Don't be afraid to say, here's what's possible and here's what's next, because that's not just good project management. That is leadership.